Hello everyone and welcome into today's video where we are checking out some Enjin news. We will check out news about EFI as well and the price charts towards the end. So without further ado, let's smash the like button and enjoy the video. So starting things off, we have the announcement of $100 million Efinity Metaverse Fund, because as you may know, Facebook recently announced a transition towards some kind of metaverse, and obviously many other companies like Microsoft or Electronic Arts are announcing plans to build metaverse and integrate non-fungible tokens. However, at Enjin, they believe the metaverse should be decentralized, and they are trying to make this happen because of Efinity. And this fund will be focused mainly on Enjin ecosystem integration, so the OG Enjin ecosystem as we know it, also on metaverse projects, so new projects involving NFTs. Also, it will be focused on gaming, because as you know, Enjin has a very long record in regards to gaming, all the way back in 2009. Next, it will also support NFT decentralized applications and projects, and finally decentralized infrastructure and pioneering projects. So this is quite a nice announcement for Efinity, which I will come back to in the price chart, so remember this one. And now I will show you a couple of Q&A clips from the founder Witek Radomski himself, where he answers a bunch of questions about JumpNet and Efinity and the new ERC-1155 token bridge.
What is JumpNet? Talk to our community. Just starting over, what is it?
Yeah, JumpNet is basically a sister network to Ethereum. It's a EVM-based blockchain, very similar to Ethereum, but the transaction fees are free or very inexpensive. So there's going to be a limit of transactions you can do, but for most game developers, that'll be enough. And you can deploy smart contracts there. You can actually use it with MetaMask if you want, and you can use it with our whole Enjin SDKs and platform that exists for Ethereum. So the reason to do that was, our game developers found it extremely expensive and slow to use Ethereum. So we provided JumpNet, so now people can run their games on there much more efficiently. And so there's going to be bridges in between JumpNet and Ethereum, so you can move your assets back and forth.
Yeah, and we have prioritized this in our Q4 development roadmap planning. Right now, over 20 million assets have been created on JumpNet to date. You mentioned smart contracts. Can you give a little bit more about how this affects our developers?
Yeah, developers have been asking for this for a while. They want the same functionalities they have on Ethereum. JumpNet started out as a very simple platform just to use the Enjin ecosystem, but now anyone can deploy a smart contract. You can use all of your favorite Ethereum tools, and your users will be able to interact with that smart contract for free. They can use the Enjin wallet, they can use MetaMask or anything that they're familiar with. Yeah,
fantastic. So I want to transition, and thanks for giving that explanation about JumpNet. So Efinity and EFI. EFI is the token that fuels all transactions on the Efinity network. And for those of you who don't know, Efinity is our cross-chain NFT highway built on Polkadot. What's the utility of EFI on JumpNet? We put out a blog post about this. We've been talking about this for a few months now, but I think it'd be good again as we hit reset. What is the utility of EFI on JumpNet?
So JumpNet, we're offering free transactions on JumpNet, but there's certain game developers and certain adopters that want to do more transactions for whatever purpose. So to do that, to get that, they'll be able to stake EFI on JumpNet and get a larger portion of transactions. So that is the core purpose. In the future, we're going to investigate more things as we develop the ecosystem.
Yeah, awesome. And we'll probably do a dedicated video about Efinity coming up in a few weeks, just to, again, hit reset, really start defining what is the role and function of each of these networks that we're building and how do they interoperate and work together. The ERC-1155 asset bridge for JumpNet. Can you talk a little bit about that? That was another thing that came up with our early adopters.
Sure. So this is an exciting update coming very soon here. You'll be able to move your assets in between Ethereum mainnet and JumpNet. So any of those tokens in your games, you'll be able to do that. We're starting that off for developers first. So you can basically ask the SDK, I want to move assets, and you can do that from the SDK. After that's been fully tested and adopted by some of our adopters, then we'll work on a user interface on the wallet so anyone can just click a button and move it between JumpNet and Ethereum anytime they wish.
That's great. Any other future plans for JumpNet that you wanna give to the community?
Sure. Yeah, one of the big things is, people want to be able to move huge amounts of assets in between JumpNet and Ethereum. So if you already have a game that's built on Ethereum and you have, let's say, hundreds of thousands of assets on there, we're investigating and working on a total account, full account merge, bridge over to each network. So if you need to move that many assets, that we're working on that. But right now you can do batch transfers or single transfers of tokens through the bridge. And yeah, we're basically, the next goals with JumpNet is decentralize it further and just keep developing it so it grows into its own unique network.
And with that out of the way, we can jump into the price charts, where we can see some very nice developments in the past couple of weeks. Since the last time we checked Enjin on the channel, it did a very nice run upwards over 140%, and we can see we are still in this price channel, which is trending upwards. At the moment we are at the upper resistance over here, so there could be some kind of a pullback in the next couple of days. This resistance goes all the way back pretty much to the beginnings in 2017, 2018 over here. These channels are very well defined, so therefore providing quite a strong support or resistance in this case. However, down here on the momentum indicator, the MACD, we can see a convergence. Actually, there is way more momentum here with the substantial increase in price, so we are moving in the same direction upwards as is the price, so no bearish signals over here. So now the question is, will we see a similar scenario as here at the beginning of 2021 in March, when we will break this resistance for a brief period and go all the way up to this resistance over here? And for that we can jump into this ratio of Enjin coin divided by Bitcoin. This is a very important ratio because it puts in relation the major crypto player, which is Bitcoin. So this is really in the context of the crypto space. And here we can see that from the last update we did a nice bounce back of these levels, and we are now quite high up in this ratio, pretty much near the all-time highs. We can see the previous all-time highs in 2019 over here, and also earlier this year in April 2021. So there should be some resistance around those places for sure. But again, we can see down here on this momentum indicator there is way more pressure, way more momentum at the moment. However, still not as much as we could have seen here in the March and April 2021 when we've seen the last all-time highs. So I think if the conditions are right and there is a lot of momentum here, we could see this ratio breaking this resistance and going above, which would boost the price in the US dollars as well. And finally, for Enjin, we can check out the Enjin to Ethereum ratio, where we can see a bit similar developments. We can see bounce back of these supports over here to around those levels which were previously seen since May over here. However, it is not as high as it was at the last all-time highs here in April, so there is definitely much more room left over here. We can see a very distinct difference here in the momentum indicator compared to the previous and the last all-time highs over here, so there is definitely some breathing room for Enjin coin. And last, as a bit of a bonus, we are checking Efinity to US dollar. This is a US dollar stable coin called Tether, so pretty much 1-to-1 ratio to the US dollar. And we can see that since the last video about Efinity, we did a separate video about Efinity on my channel, which you can check in the top right hand corner. Since then, the graph is starting to form a little bit over here. We can see some supports on these levels, but also maybe some resistance around those levels as well. We could see previously some false breakouts, a tag, and now the price is struggling a little bit again to get above this level over here. So we may be able to make some kind of technical analysis in the next couple of weeks. However, going back to the news about the Efinity Metaverse Fund announcement, and also from the news from Witek Radomski, where he said we will use Efinity for staking on JumpNet. So that would put a real, very useful use case for Efinity, which maybe could boost the price of Efinity in the next couple of months when they introduce those changes and people will start to use it a little bit more than today. But this is it from today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If so, make sure to smash the like button as always, and you can even subscribe for more future crypto content to come on this channel. And with this, I thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!